I'm Robert Ranieri. In today's video, I'll be going through the Coupon Input Simulator tool. It's a Power BI report that allows users to input the parameters of a coupon and see its return on investment for a specific retailer. To begin, please go to my website, robaranieri.com/coupon, or navigate to the Coupon tab if you're already on my website. You'll see an embedded Power BI report here. I suggest going full screen to begin. There is only one page for this report, the Coupon Input page. Starting in step 1, we select the target line of business of the coupon. So what we're going to be applying the coupon to that the company actually makes. Pre-selected is the retailer megastore, the category pet, and the franchise paw prints. This is the pet section of the business. They're selling birds, cats, and dogs, food, pets, and treats. In this case, we're going to give a coupon to the entire brand of paw prints. So it can be applied to a bird, or a cat, or a dog, food, etc., etc. While those are the default settings of the page, you have the option to click any other franchise or any other category, or select Big Box as your other retailer. In step 2, we select the parameters of the coupon, or the details of the coupon itself. When you go to a store and you see $3 off this item or $4 off this item, that's this thing that we're plugging in right now. So the coupon value is preset to $3, but you can input whatever you'd like in there. Now the fees for coupon is what is being charged by the coupon company. While the customer will see the $3 price tag, it costs the company that I'm representing 75 cents just to run that coupon and have that redemption go. Next is the coupon budget. If you're a performance marketing team or an e-retail media team, you always work within a budget. Nobody has infinite money. You only have X amount to spend on ads of some sort, or coupons in this case. The purchase requirement is the number of units or quantity that the customer has to buy in order to get the redemption. The redemption is the coupon. In this case, it's set at 1. However, making it 3 would mean that the customer needs to purchase 3 units in order to get that $3 off. I'm going to keep it at 1 though for demo purposes. Next is the incrementality rate. Think of the incrementality rate as the net new customers that this coupon is bringing into the business. As an example, let's say that there are 100 loyal customers that always buy from the franchise paw prints. In that case, if any one of them were to use this coupon, then that coupon would have a net zero effect, because that purchase would have happened anyway, whether we had the coupon or whether we didn't have the coupon. The only thing that's changed is that we've now given that customer $3 off for that particular purchase. The incrementality rate represents the estimated odds that a coupon will generate a net new customer in the market. If the incrementality rate was 50%, then for every 2 coupons, one of them would be a net new customer. If it was 100%, then every single purchase would be from a net new customer. The default incrementality rate here is based on elasticity rates of the coupon value and the average retailer price. $10 off a $30 item is a lot more incentivizing than $1 off a $30 item. The higher the coupon value, the higher the incrementality rate will be. Lastly are the comparison dates. In this example, the default is set from September 22nd, 2022 through January 9th, 2021. However, you can go back in time and make the coupon only last 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. In this case, I'll keep it where it is and keep it at roughly 3 months. One major assumption of this model is that you go through the entire budget within the time frame selected. Within these 3 weeks, you're going to go through all that $100,000. In reality, that may not be the truth. You may only get to halfway, you may go over budget and spend very quickly and have all the coupons redeemed within a week, but for the assumptions of this model, let's say that all the coupons are happening in that particular time frame. If you were to make the coupon dates last only 1 week, then the velocity or speed at which you're running through those coupons will go a lot faster than 3 months. Keep in mind and use your discretion as a manager when inputting this in the real world, what that amount should be and what the estimated velocity impact should be. Before moving on to the step-by-step analysis, I'm going to change the fees per coupon from 75 cents to 70 to simulate a bulk discount by getting up to $100,000, something the coupon company will give us. The calculation begins at the top with the average retail price. That's the price at Megastore for the franchise paw prints. Next is the average list price, or what the company will make by selling Paw Prints franchise to Megastore. In the market, you're going to see this on the shelf, the $12.68, but the company sells to Megastore at a rate of $11.70. Next is the coupon value per redemption, then the coupon fees for redemption, and so the net cost of the company to get a redemption is $3.70. The total budget is $100,000, and so simple math will tell us that $100,000 divided by the cost per redemption will generate us 27,027 coupons or redemptions. The purchase requirement is 1, so the unit sold is that same 27,027 units. If you made the purchase requirement 2, it would obviously double and the math would change. In this case, I'll keep it at 1. The incrementality rate is the estimated elasticity, which I've gone over. In here, it's 41%. You could obviously change that if you made it and added an additional X percentage to make it 100%, then all of those incremental units would come through. But in this case, I'll keep it where it is. This leaves us with an estimated overall incremental units sold of 11,097 units. Next, I'm adding a financial analysis of paw prints at Megastore to see our return on investment. The incremental retail sales represents the 11,000 times the retailer price. The 130K represents the 11,000 times the list price. Then there's the uninvoiced discount that we give Megastore for the paw prints franchise. There's the post-invoice deflators, and there's the cash discounts, leaving us with net sales of $104,000. The standard cost to make these items within paw prints cost us $16K. And then there's other costs of $5,000. We have a budget of $100,000 that we've spent on these coupons. Gross margin in terms of dollars is negative 17,000. Gross margin in terms of percentage is the 17,000 negative divided by the net sales of $104,000. If we look at the total sales within the 3 months that we've specified for paw prints at Megastore, those are $7.18 million. The lift we're getting from this coupon is the $140,000 in the market. The gross margin that we would normally have from those selected dates is roughly 80%. The gross margin difference on those that are sold with a coupon on them are a 95% difference, since the gross margin is at a 16% here. And the estimated share gain is a value that does not change, but if we knew how much the share was of that particular market, then that would adapt and show us the share. But for the purposes of this demo, it's just 5%. Next, I'd like to talk about the impacts from the step 2 selections. One would think if you increase the coupon value, you would get more sales, but that's not the case because we're working within a fixed budget. If I increase this to $4, you'll notice that the coupon redemptions will go down significantly by roughly $6,000 because you have less budget to burn through now per individual coupon. However, the incrementality rate will increase because it's more enticing in the market. You're giving a higher value out there. The sales lift and the units sold will go down just based on the fact that you're going to be selling and generating less redemptions overall. Likewise, if we increase the fee per coupon to $1, the gross margin would go down. The incrementality rate wouldn't change at all because in the market, the consumer would just see the $3. They're never going to be seeing the fees that the business pays to the coupon company. The lift in the units sold goes down. You want to keep the fees that you pay the outside company, the overhead costs, so to speak, as low as possible. Next is the coupon budget. If you increase the coupon budget from $100,000 to $200,000, the sales lift and units sold will go up, but you're not changing the gross margin or the incrementality rate. Next, the purchase requirement. If we're making people purchase more units for a coupon, that's going to increase the gross margin because we are now selling more for less coupon value. It'll decrease the incrementality rate though because $3 off of a purchase of 2 is less enticing in the market than $3 off of a purchase of 1. It will increase the sales lift and units sold overall because you have higher estimated units sold and higher estimated incrementality units. The redemptions will stay the same, but those redemptions will represent 2 units of quantity instead of 1. Lastly, increasing the incrementality rate will increase everything as you're generating more and more net new customers, higher sales lift, higher units sold, higher gross margin, and obviously the incrementality rate itself goes up. Decreasing it will have the opposite impact. Looking at the interpretation and results pane, it acts somewhat like an AI-generated prompt, where we have all of the inputs, it's taking it and changing it based on the inputs that we've selected and giving us a result. Down here, the interpretation or the return on investment is shown below. For every $1 invested in this coupon, we are seeing a resulting 17-cent loss in gross margin. For every dollar that we invest, we're seeing a net return of 83 cents. And that's okay. Sometimes people or performance marketers know that an advertising spend is net decretive to their bottom line. Coupons and other type of advertisement spend are very often net negative when looking at it from a purely financial lens. However, one has to consider the long-term benefits of the new customers generated, the share gains, the velocity tactics, and the relationship with the retailer that you're in. This negative 17-cent story may look bad purely from this analysis. However, compare that with a billboard or TV advertisement or other different type of advertisement spend. It may be more profitable because it guarantees sales in the market, and this negative 17-cent story may be much better than a different type of advertisement. Using this tool, though, we can optimize the campaign for a higher gross margin. For example, if I made the purchase requirement 2, then we would be getting a positive result, not only breaking even, but generating 42 cents in gross margin. Now that gross margin is still less than what would happen if you didn't have the coupon at all in the market, but at least you're breaking even and generating a profit. If we opted to change the coupon value from $3 to $2, that would end up breaking even, and at least the campaign would be financially responsible and aligned with the sales and marketing team. You have to keep in mind, though, that the coupon value being at $2, that'll incentivize less net new customers and may take longer in the market to run. The velocity rate in which you sell these products will go down. In summary, this tool allows users to change the parameters in steps 1 and 2 to have full visibility on coupon performance in the market and push back on the coupon company instead of going with their default suggestion. Make a suggestion that is beneficial for both the company financially and from a sales and strategy perspective.